हेलो फ्रेंड्स, मैं लखनऊ मीना असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर इंग्लिश फ्रॉम गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज चौमेला झालावाड़। मैं आज आपको पढ़ाऊंगी माई लास्ट डिसीज के बारे में। अपने शेष पोइट्री के बारे में अन्य वीडियो में पढ़ लिया। अब इन पंक्तियों के बारे में आज अध्ययन करेंगे। इन पंक्तियों में भी ड्यूक एनवे को अपनी जो पिछली वाइफ थी उसके बारे में बता रहा है। सर नोट वाज ऑल वन माई फेवर एट हर ब्रेस्ट द ड्रॉपिंग ऑफ द डेलाइट इन द वेस्ट द वो ऑफ चेरी सम ऑप्शियस फूल ब्रोक इन द orchard for her the white mule she rode with round the terrace all and each would drop from her like the approving speech of blush at list। तो इन पंक्तियों में ब्राउनिंग अपनी वाइफ के बारे में ड्यूक को बता रहा है कि these lines are from Robert Browning poem My Last Duchess. The poem is in the poem of a dramatic monologue. In the poem, the speaker, an Italian duke, the Duke of Ferrara, reveals out of hatred he got his previous wife murdered. Here the duke is talking to the envoy of the count whose daughter he is going to marry. He shows to that envoy the painting of his previous wife as it is done on the wall. The poem shows us the inside of a typical Renaissance character typified by an unscrupulous and proud duke, talking to the envoy of a count whose daughter he wishes to marry. The duke shows him the portrait of his previous wife who is dead. He remarks on her nature instead of understanding her amiable nature. He said that she was a silly childish woman who was really impressed and pleased, who treated all favors alike with a smile ready for everyone. इस प्रकार इन कविता ये रेनेसा काल के जो इटली के ड्यूक थी उसकी ईर्ष्यापूर्ण और मूर्खता का चित्रण करती है। वह ड्यूक पड़ोस के काउंट द्वारा उसकी लड़की की शादी के सुझाव के बारे में उस काउंट के दूसरे बातें कर रहा है। ड्यूक उसे अपनी पुरानी पत्नी का चित्र बताता है जो मर चुकी है। ड्यूक अपनी पत्नी के बारे में बता रहा है कि वह स्त्री अच्छे स्वभाव की थी, लेकिन ड्यूक उसे गलत समझता है और शिकायत करता है कि वह बहुत ही जल्दी प्रसन्न होने वाली लेडी थी। इस प्रकार ड्यूक उसके अच्छे चरित्र को समझ नहीं पाता है, बल्कि उसकी बुराई ही करता है। The Duke was annoyed with the Duchess because she did not feel thankful to him for the honor he bestowed on her by marrying her. Even the gifts to her by other people and those given by him made her equally happy. She thanked both with equal warmth. The Duke failed to understand how she could equate his gifts with everybody's gift. The Duchess was grateful for the least kindness done to her, and when she thanked the people, the Duke, though he did not get angry at that, did not, however, feel happy. Being absolutely and unaffected by such feelings of gratitude towards others, the Duke naturally could not understand or appreciate her attitude. इस प्रकार ड्यूक को इस बात पर डचेस पर क्रोध था कि वह उसकी आवाज़ नहीं थी और उसने डचेस से शादी करके उस पर एक एहसान किया था। इस प्रकार वह हर किसी पर मुस्कुरा देती थी, हर चीज़ पर प्रसन्न हो जाती, उस बात से वह नाराज़ था। अब अगली पंक्तियाँ है शी थैंक्ड मैन गॉड बट थैंक्ड सम हाउ I know not how, as she ranked my gift of a 100 years old name with anybody's gift, would stoop to blame this sort of trifling, even had you skill in speech which I have now to make you well quite clear to such an one, and say just this or that in who disgusts me. Here you miss or there, said the Mars as she let herself be listened, so not plainly said her wish to yours forsooth and make excuse. Even then would be some stooping, and I choose never to stoop. इस प्रकार इन पंक्तियों में भी ड्यूक अपनी अपनी मरी हुई वाइफ की के नेचर के बारे में बता रहा है कि वह जल्दी प्रसन्न होने वाली थी आदि के बारे में. The Duke in Browning's poem by Lord was cut to the quick when he found her Duchess making no difference between himself and other people who came into the contact of the Duchess. He wants to convince the envy of the Count, who has come with a marriage proposal, that his last wife was neither cultured nor refined but an ordinary woman. The Duke did not mind that she thanked people for their good acts, but she did not give him a special treatment while thanking others. He was her husband and belonged to a family of 900 years standing and reputation. He was shocked that she treated him at par with other people, thus he disgraced his royal name and lineage. It was a mean act by the Duchess. He could have pointed it to the Duchess, who might have corrected if she thought it, but then he did not like to do that. It would have been his insult had he done so. The Duke takes objection to the Duchess' way of treating him at par with other people, big and small. She thus disgraces her royal name and lineage. The arrogant and callous Duke refuses to point out to the Duchess when he has felt about her conduct. It is possible that the lady would have corrected her behavior so as not to annoy her husband. He tells the messenger that he does not know the art of polite conversation, and even if he knew it, he would not have gone to the Duchess and pointed her fault to her. It would have meant bowing down to a wife. That was not his culture. He belongs to a family where men do not bend or bow. The Duke says he is the one who never likes stopping. So a critical notes बनेंगे with anybody's gift. Browning here implies that she had a far more intelligent and aesthetic outlook than the Duke. She had a mind which was alive to the beauty of nature and man. Second point, I chose never to stoop. Here the Duke reveals his supreme egotism, his consciousness of superiority. तीसरा पॉइंट है चस द 18th century स्पेलिंग ऑफ जॉर्ज. इस प्रकार आज अपन इतना ही पढ़ेंगे, फिर कल आपको इसे याद करके आना है.